week 12. Welcome, everyone, to our recap for Week 12 college football, Week 11 NFL. We are brought to you by the Better app. Download the app, use promo code NOTBROKE to get your free $10. We are also sponsored by K2 Hydration Water. You can hit them up at their website, k2hydrationwater.com. All right, boys. Lou, you're on fire. 21-4 this week. It's a good way to start our YouTube life, huh?
Yeah, it was a crazy weekend. Crazy
All right.
weekend. NCAA football went 12-2, and then kicked it off with NFL right back to back. It was a great weekend.
Yep, I agree. I want to say I went 8-6, 8-5, around there. I don't have that much volume, but it definitely was in the green, which that's what you want at the end of the day, for you to get paid and not to pay. Nico, you all right?
Yeah, buddy. Going good.
Sweating bets?
Sweating UConn right now?
Sweating you. Little did I know they're starting center. So the line this morning opened 4.5. We got all the way up to 7.5 by lunch. So 5 hours. I was up from at 7:30. By 12 at 7.5. Right before game time, it crashed to 4.5 because their starting center, who's averaging 20 and 10, ankle injury out.
And what's the score right now?
They're down by 8 points.
8?
1
1
point.
Oh, 1. Oh, okay. All right.
45
You're
seconds
You're still in.
What? Barely, but yeah.
45 seconds.
All right.
A little less, 25 seconds.
Oof.
Let me tell you, man, they're going to be really – Arizona and UConn are 2 Final Four teams this year.
Really? Is that so?
Yeah.
All right. Can we jump into Friday? Let's jump right into Friday. We had 2 pretty big games for a Friday night. We had Minnesota at Oregon, and we had Clemson at Louisville. We had a couple plays on Friday. I want to say, Lou, you were on Oregon minus 24.
Yep.
And you were also on the under 45. I was on the under 45. What do you think?
Bro, I think this game started off good, and then Oregon just didn't care. They were up too many points early. And once you're up too many points, defense took like a step back.
Yeah, they bring in the freshmen and sophomores to get some reps, and obviously that's why it's always so tough to take an under in college football. I think it was the right read. I think sometimes you're on the right side of a play, but you just lose. It happens. There's times that you're on the wrong side of a play and you win. Obviously, I'd rather be on the wrong side and win than be on the right side and lose. But if you're reading the game correctly, I think that's where your head's at, which carries over to the type of Saturday that you had.
Yeah.
Nico, Clemson 20, Louisville 19.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was on Louisville money line. I thought they should have won the game, to be honest with you. You can't miss 3 kicks, and then for the game-winning kick, change your kicker out for your long-range kicker who hadn't hit a kick all season. Like, that was dumb. That was a bad coach move by Braum. I thought that was similar to what you're saying. The right side of the play was Louisville money line, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, that line crashed 9 points to the over-under before, and it showed. It showed that Vegas knew what they were doing. And, I mean, I understood where Lewis was at with the over in that game, but at the same time, it's like that line crashed too hard.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, alarm should have gone off for all of us type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We talked about this line on Thursday or Friday morning. Friday morning. And we kept saying, like, Vegas is telling you, like, hey, 2.5 only. take Clemson. And we're like, this might look like a trappy, like Vegas wants you to take something, but not really.
Like Duke. Same thing. Duke
yeah.
Virginia. That's what happened.
Yep.
They just threw something out there and was like, take Duke, slam it.
Yeah.
Here comes the Rams.
I was on Clemson, so I felt like I got lucky there because I do feel like Louisville was the right side. They dominated most of that game.
Yeah.
They should have covered. But we take our wins and we move on. Let's go to 12 o'clock. Let's go to 12 o'clock. Is he missing free throws? He just missed free throws?
He they gave him like a 1-footer in front of the basket, fouled, and it rimmed out. It would have been an and one.
And he missed the free throw. All right. Nico, lock in. All right. This was one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen a lot of games. South Carolina up 30-3 at the half, getting 17 and a half. Lou, you were all over that game.
I was all over this game. I had called there's going to be a one-possession game.
You did.
While the game is going on, I'm like, one possession game. This is crazy. South Carolina's gonna win outright. And then here comes Texas A&M. At that point, though, up 30, I was like, yo, there's no way they put up 47.
Correct. I mean,
so
it would have sucked if imagine if you would have taken like money line plus 900 or whatever it was. That would have been awesome. But I mean, let's be honest, you were all over that play. South Carolina gave them fits, but again, we continue to talk about it every week. Good teams find a way to win. And Texas A&M, I was going to say Alabama, but Alabama did not find a way to win. Georgia, Ole Miss, teams like that, they find their ways to win, and they end up victorious.
You guys think A&M's the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're legit.
I saw this these guys on TikTok that I follow. Long story short, they did like a segment that was like they do a segment, should say that's called Way or No Way. And I said when they said Texas A&M, I said they can't win the national championship. I think that team is true. I think that team is. You don't know what team you're going to get from half to half or game to game.
That's the other thing. You don't know, but look at that team putting up 30 points in the second half. That's crazy.
No, 100%. But that's the volatility with them. It's like a stock.
Yeah. But I think that's the volatility with a lot of college teams.
I can agree. Do you guys think why doesn't Marcel Reed get more credit, or Heisman votes, or like how Fernando Mendoza or Sailing or even Ty Simpson has been getting?
I don't think he's flashy enough. I don't think he does too much. I
think he just does enough
plays.
To win.
Yeah, he does enough to win. So there's not those highlights. There's not those comebacks. There's not him slinging the ball. I don't see that that much. He might do it, but it's not impressive. If that makes sense.
All right. Let's move on to another 12 o'clock game. We had Notre Dame at Pitt. Notre Dame smoked them. Nico, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's I don't know the true Notre Dame we're gonna get. I think it's similar to the Texas A&M thing I'm talking about. I know what Notre Dame is, right? At the root of it, I know what they are. They're gonna want to run the ball with Jeremiah Love, and they want to get turnovers on defense by lighting you up. Okay, that's what Notre Dame is, right? But at the same time, it's look at their schedule. We're really gonna compare them blowing these Navy and Pitt, and I get it, Pitt's been a good team or whatnot, but their two toughest tasks they played this year, I get it's early in the season, they lost. They outright lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, it feels like the big talks in the college football playoffs is between Notre Dame and Miami, who you think should get in. I mean, obviously we're biased. We're big Miami fans. We feel like Miami should get in. Just the fact that they played it on the field and Miami beat them straight up. My thoughts on it is these usually rankings are what have you done for me lately, and
right.
Unfortunately it's starting to feel that those games early on in the season, people forget about them very quickly. And yes, I feel like Miami's losses are way worse than Notre Dame's losses. But at the end of the day, if you got two teams that are side by side and one beat the other, you have to put the team that beat them ahead.
I will say Miami's losses are worse, but Miami's wins are better.
Better. Yes, I agree. I agree 100%. I mean, let's see what happens, man. I honestly feel BYU's at Cincinnati this weekend, right?
No, next weekend.
Close it out.
I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to be – no, I believe that's this weekend, guys. Yeah, it's Saturday, 11/22.
Well, you're right. It's the 22nd. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I forgot we're already on that day.
I mean, this is obviously not the show for this because we're recapping, but Cincinnati's a 2.5-point dog at home to BYU. I'm going to ship Cincinnati. If Cincinnati wins that game, I think there becomes more clarity, and I think both Notre Dame and Miami could get in. We would need Texas to beat Utah as well. Texas Tech to beat Utah as well. I think that's what you're kind of rooting for, to get an at-large.
Well, I also think that maybe Bama doesn't even get in if they have 3 losses, though.
But Bama's done. Bama won't make the
SEC championship.
No. Right now,
how many losses is this? Is what it comes down to. How many losses does Oklahoma have in the
2?
In the
It'll be if right now season were to finish, it'll be A&M and Georgia.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
If it finishes right now, it's A&M and Georgia, correct?
Yeah.
You have Ole Miss and Alabama 6-1 in conference play, but 8-2 overall. So I think Alabama still could get in with help.
I thought Bama would be Bama's in still. That's what I thought.
They are in with help, I think. Georgia and A&M both need to lose, and Ole Miss actually.
But it doesn't. Are you sure it doesn't go conference record then straight to head?
It goes. So right now, as it stands, A&M is 7-0, Georgia is 7-1.
Right.
Ole Miss and Bama are 6-1. I'm not sure if there's a 3-way tie for 7-1, how they determine who gets that.
Because Bama would have the tiebreaker over Georgia. That's why I mentioned it. Because Georgia would have the tiebreaker over Ole Miss. Alabama never played Ole Miss. Alabama beat Georgia. I think Alabama's still in.
So then Oklahoma's in no matter what then.
Oklahoma's in no matter what, to the playoffs, no matter what. They're in.
And into the SEC championship, right? I don't think they're.
Oklahoma has 2 losses in the SEC, to Texas and to somebody else.
No, that's it. Oh, they lost to Oklahoma, but it doesn't show. Oh, no. Oklahoma only has a loss to Texas.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. Since we're talking about the SEC, let's talk about Oklahoma and Alabama.
Oklahoma also lost to Ole Miss. They're done.
I know, but they're in their rankings. One of those is not a conference game.
Yeah, they are. Ole Miss and Texas are done. Oklahoma can't make the playoffs, can't make the title game, but Oklahoma's into the playoffs.
Oh, yeah,
Ole Miss. They're both in to the playoffs because they can't make the title game. Now, Bama, Georgia, and A&M can still play in the title game.
Yes. You think 5 SEC teams get in?
Yes.
I agree. I think so too. These guys love the SEC.
The problem is that this is the game that matters the most this weekend. Yes, that BYU game matters for Miami a lot, but USC Oregon matters just as much.
Yeah, of course. If USC beats Oregon, there's no shot Miami gets in. USC gets in.
Yeah. Done.
So let's talk about Oklahoma, Alabama. Nico, this was your play of the day, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. I think Bama's running insecurities, that's what I'm going to call them, showed more than anything. Like they struggle to run the ball. And Venables had a great play, man. Heat them up, bring exotic shit, make the offensive line think. When you can't run the ball, your offensive linemen get tired of pass ball all day. Limit Ty Simpson. That's what they did. They played back. They limit Ty Simpson. They forced hard throws, and to beat Oklahoma, you're gonna have to score more than 21 points. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I mean, Mateer didn't have a crazy game. He went 15 for 23 for 138 yards.
But he doesn't have to
It
do
was
much
nothing.
right now. That defense
Yeah.
is legit.
Oklahoma's
the defense-
defense, I was about to say, is what won them that game.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Well,
Yeah.
Bama's run game won Oklahoma that game. They can't run the ball for shit.
That's due to the defense, though.
No, like
We would have to
they're,
take
they're
the defense
bad.
on that.
They're bad at running. Like after watching that LSU game, they cannot run the ball.
Hey, Lou, you were on Oklahoma. I was on
Well.
Oklahoma as well. What were your thoughts? A great read. I mean,
The win was surprising. I didn't think they were going to pull out the win. I thought they were going to cover, but they pulled out the win. And I think Oklahoma's, like I just said, their defense is top notch. So I think they could be a problem for teams in the bracket.
the playoff.
Them and Notre
Yeah.
Dame. Them and Notre Dame's a possible first round matchup. And I think I would take Oklahoma there to shut down Carolina.
Yeah,
I would take
definitely
Oklahoma over Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think their defense is better than Miami, and Miami held Notre Dame's run game down. I think Oklahoma could do the same.
And this is the other thing that people aren't like accounting for. Weather in December, like it's something we weren't used to before in college football, but now obviously it's very apparent. Besides if you play in the Orange Bowl, it's apparent. So, I mean, that first round matchup, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, we could be looking at a 42.5 point over under because it's sleet and snow and rain. And
I remember last year the
Nowhere.
Indiana Notre Dame game was under snow.
yeah, it was 30.
Remember
They
that?
were total 30. It was 30-7 final score.
Yep. So, I mean, we didn't have a play on this game, but I just want to talk about Texas Tech, man. 48-9. I want to say they have 7 wins over 20 plus points. That team's a buzzsaw, man. They're just mowing people down. Do you think it's more their schedule, or are they really that legit? Luke.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's their schedule. Like, you beat BYU, you beat Utah. Like, who else did you play? You played Kansas State, Oklahoma State, UCF. You're not playing these like juggernaut teams.
I mean, I agree with you. Their schedule's definitely super weak as I look at it, but they are beating the crap out of them. You know,
Yeah, they're beating the
So-
crap out, but they haven't been in a position that they've had to fight back. They lost to Arizona State 22-26.
Yeah,
you
Backup
haven't-
QB that day.
You what?
They had a backup QB that day.
Yeah, but you're blowing out these mediocre teams. I just don't see them putting it together like that against a team that's going to punch them first. Right?
I
So
can see
them being down a touchdown or whatever, it not going smoothly for them, what happens to that team?
we don't know. We haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And they haven't been in. I can't remember the last time they were in a Big 12 championship. I mean, it's been a minute. Probably Mahomes days. I don't know.
No, they didn't even get it with them. They didn't even get
No,
there
you
with
didn't
them.
even go in there with him.
We have to go all the way back to the
was-
Crabtree.
Crabtree
Graham
era.
Harrell.
Graham Harrell days. That guy was throwing for 6 touchdowns. He was what made 6 touchdowns and 500 yards.
Well, that's the original air raid, like old
Yeah.
school air raid.
I will say though, I hope Texas Tech wins it out because we can't afford. I'm saying we as UM fans, we can't afford for a BYU, a Utah to win the Big 12 because Texas Tech is in no matter what.
No, I think Texas
agree.
Tech's defense is legit. Like, that kid Jacob Rodriguez they have is very, very good at linebacker. They have the end that replaced. I forgot his name. He's a transfer. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. He's very good, and they've been not allowing points. Like they gave Utah. Like I'm pretty sure they went into Utah and blew out Utah earlier in the season when we loved Utah that day.
Yep.
I
we were on
think
YouTube.
Like I think Texas Tech is legit. I just want to see that offense do a little bit more. I don't think you can score 24 points against BYU and like feel confident about yourself going into the playoffs. But they're gonna get a 4 seed. They're gonna get the number 4 seed if they win out, and they'll be in a good hands.
Yep. Let's move on to the next game. Michigan at Northwestern. This was one of my plays. Another 12 o'clock snoozer. I had Northwestern plus 11.5, and I literally felt that the game went exactly as I thought it was. It was going to be one of those games that was not interesting at all. I mean, it got interesting at the end when Northwestern, got it close enough where they actually took the lead with, actually they took a lead in the fourth quarter, and Michigan had to kick a game-winning field goal to win it. It's just one of those spots that I felt like Northwestern was a great play. It was hard for Michigan to get up when they have Ohio State on the horizon, when it's a noon kickoff, when it's 30-something degrees out there, and that's exactly what it was. It's one of those plays that you want. Nobody has attention on it, and they covered. I'm assuming you guys don't have thoughts on that game. I was the only sicko on it.
I didn't watch a second for that game, I'll be honest with you.
All right. The next 12 o'clock I have is Virginia and Duke. This was very weird line movement. That line opened at 3, got pushed up to 5 when we took our show. I took them at 5, and then by game time they were at 3. So I want to say that Sharps hit Duke enough to put that line up to 5, and then the Sharps, I guess, bought down on Duke and took Virginia, at plus 5, plus 4, plus 3.5.
Well, no, actually, it was a crazy public bet at one point. It was like 78% on Duke, and then it was reverse line movement. I was like, what is going on here? Like, it scared me away from the whole game completely after I saw all of that.
We talked about it, how we kind of say our picks on the show, 2 days ahead, and then all of a sudden we look at the line movement and we feel some type of way because we're like, oh wait, something's fishy here. Line is moving. But that's something we're gonna work with. That's something obviously we got to get used to. I also think that Chandler Morris was questionable up until our game time decision, which I think was the reason why the line kept moving up and down. But yeah, if you got Virginia at plus 5 and Morris is playing, that's obviously a heck of a play by your part.
Sounds like me getting beat today by UConn.
Yo, I think UConn has covered once or none against the spread this
season.
This season.
You think I'm shying away from them? You're crazy. This is what we continue.
Who do you have in this Bama Illinois?
I mean, I should have blindly played the 185 point over that was on the book.
Yeah.
I think they have 30 points in the first 5 minutes. This game might score 300 this game.
Oh.
But you don't like a side.
Oh no, I'm a sicko. Bama plus 5. Okay. But
I would have taken Illinois. All right. Let's move on to Lewis's play of the day, which I was actually on as well. That got some crazy line movement as well. Lewis got a great line at 6.5, closed at 3.5.
Devin, I told you at the field that I like Georgia today.
You did. Early morning Saturday, you told me you like Georgia. I told you I don't care. I like Texas.
Yeah.
I thought Texas would hang around. I think they did for the first half.
Yeah, it was 14 to 10, 10.5.
And Georgia just blew him out.
Yep.
I don't think it was a horrible play. I still like Archie's still inconsistent. I mean, we should have known this. Everybody, I mean, it was easy to drink the Kool-Aid beginning of the season with the last name and who he was. And without realizing, we're like, all right, he hasn't played a snap other than running the ball, when they would bring him in on 3rd and short or something, or they'd run like an option route with him and I think he started 2 games last year. I think he started against
UTEP, and I forgot the other one.
Yeah. I will say though, he's figuring it out though. For next year,
I agree.
He's the prize.
I think so too. I mean, early in that game, Texas had a bunch of drops, bunch of penalties, after big plays, and it's hard to come back from a team, especially when you're playing a team like Georgia.
Once I saw that, I knew that was over.
Yeah, I agree.
when you're facing a good team and you have many mistakes like that, you could count it goodbye. It's gone.
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
convert on those mistakes, or if you make too many mistakes that the other team is still hanging around, you see ya. It's over.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I think the thing that showed the most is like, and I think this is something just to remember going into the playoffs and whatnot, because that's a playoff game. Like I could say that was like playoff implication games. It's like QB and coaching is what's going to stand out at the end of the day. And
Yep.
I mean, Gunnar Stockton has a missile launcher attached to his right arm. He throws the shit out of it, like point blank simple. He's playing great in that system. They're running it effective. Like he's playing great. But Kirby Smart going for that onside kick, man.
That was great. That was
Surprise
amazing. Yeah,
onside.
very unexpected.
Yep.
Wow. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, that's one of those that if it works, you're the genius. If it doesn't work, you're an idiot. But I mean, I think he picked it perfect. He was up two scores. I want to say
that's a field thing. You're up 2 scores.
He was up 2 scores, and then that's when you step on their throat and don't allow them to even have a chance. Because who knows? They kick that off, they come back and score, and now it's a 3-point game again.
Yep.
Instead, it went from a 4-point game to an 11-point game to an 18-point game. Good night. You're done.
Yep.
So, all right, let's keep it moving. Did we have a play on? Okay, Lou, you had so many plays, so you could help me here. I'm going to talk about.
So the next one that I had that was on that slate was the Navy South Florida game over.
Yep. I had that too.
Yeah,
I think that covered in the first 2 quarters.
It was on paper, bro. It looked a little dim there. They looked a little grim for a little bit there, for like half a second when they like went like in the beginning of the third. They didn't score much to start.
Yeah.
It was back to back, and then South Florida. I was like, okay, we got it. We're good. That was a great play, man.
So when we did our show on Friday morning, that line was 55.5. That line closed at 62.5.
That's what I took it out.
It moved 7 points.
That's
so
crazy
again,
number.
yeah, that's a great line. We talked about it. If there's certain times that you can read a line, you get it early, you're 7 points ahead. That's a whole touchdown ahead of the closing number. I mean, that's what you pray for. You pray for things like that.
This is like a good snippet clip to have. If you get a line early and it moves that much, let's say you would have played at 55 and you play again at 62.5. This obviously both would have gone killed. This next statement would have gone killed. But if you buy it up to 64, now you have 64 and play the under. You have a 9-point gap where you could double up your money and be safe.
And you can middle. Correct.
Yeah, you're
middle.
Yeah. You're middle and hedging your bet at the same time.
Yeah, you would essentially you hedge your bet. When you win a line so much that it's. I mean, I don't do that. I only hedge like on a parlay.
I don't do that, but I've seen people do it. Yeah.
No, I mean that's what sharps do because they live off of this. Right. So what they'll do is they'll do that, and then they let's say, but their bets are 100 grand, 50 grand. So if they middle, they win 200K. If they break even, then they only lost the juice, which was 5K, and you didn't lose anything. Yeah. So for people like that, yeah, it's worth it. But if we're putting a few $100 on it,
you essentially have no risk middling. You hedged your bet, and all you could do is win double.
Correct.
So at that point, you're in the clear. It's like if you had a free bet in. Literally, if any of these books gave you here's a free play, what would you like to play? And you're playing for those 9 or 10 points in between.
Yep. Let's go to. I'm gonna talk about my play of the day. So we went 0-3 in our plays of the day.
Awesome, guys.
I mean, Lewis had a great weekend. I had a winning day. I want to say Nico went 500 or a winning day, but the ones who were supposed to perform, we did not perform. TCU got murdered. That was bro. And the worst part about it is they have like a triple run it back this weekend. I want to say it's give me a second. Oh man, they're like a 2-point favorite at Cincinnati or something like that.
No, that's BYU.
At Houston. They're at Houston.
No, at Houston,
Oh,
They're a
there it
2-point
is.
dog.
They're
Yeah.
a 2-point dog at Houston, which I'm gonna have to take them.
I'm gonna take them as well this week. I'm gonna take TCU this week at +2 against Houston.
Yeah,
I think I'll be.
I
laying,
feel like I
think
have.
I'll be
I,
laying off that game.
I know. I feel like they're gonna do what UCLA did to me in the beginning of the season, and it just. But I have to triple run it back. They didn't show up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Game started at 10:30. They were down like 14-0, and I just turned it off and just like, all right, it is what it is. So
Okay, let me ask something though, because TCU last 3 weeks they haven't shown up. They've put up 13, they've put up 17, and they've put up 23 points. Like that's not a TCU that we're used to. We're used to TCU slinging the ball, scoring, and this team struggles scoring.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's a two-sided thing. I think it's also the fact that like the first game of the season, it was nationally televised. They were going super fast. They beat the brakes off of UNC. So I think that's one. B, let's take away that national championship year with Duggan at QB and they had Quentin Johnson the whole nine, right? When's the last time TCU was good before that?
no, they've always been that team that's just goes 8-4, wins their bowl game. Nothing special, but
But that's what I'm saying. Like the last time you could say they were this high-powered offense was the mid 2010s with Trayvon Boykin.
yeah.
Well, no, I think in their divisions they're always a high-scoring team generally. They're not this low-scoring team. You don't think of them like a Iowa or like one of those teams
Correct.
that don't put up points. Like they put up 35 against SMU.
You couldn't even beat them.
So I think about them like, okay, but now this team they put up 35 against Colorado, 42 against Baylor. So they had a few weeks that they did put up these touchdowns, but then the last 3 weeks is like, where have you been? And then
They were god awful. Besides the bowl game, since going back all the way to 2017, they hadn't won more than 7 games.
yeah, but that's fine. They might suck, but what is their points per game usually in these seasons? That's what I'm saying, because right now they're barely putting up 20. It's probably an average of 19 the last 3 games. And then looking at this TCU Houston game, the overs unders at 55. Why this team can't put up 20 points? And they're supposed to keep it close. Give me TCU money line and the over.
Yeah,
They gotta put up
I
points.
agree. Yeah, I agree. I gotta agree. I mean, especially after 3 weeks of not scoring more than like 20 points, you gotta fucking ship it.
Yeah,
So-
they haven't scored 2 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Like that's crazy.
All right.
I had another
Iowa,
game
you
in
okay?
this slate.
Go talk to me.
Arizona, Cincinnati.
Oof.
Fifita, whatever his name is. The boy kept
Lefty,
it in
baby.
there. Hey,
Wow.
he's not good, but
No.
he put up points.
Well, so I'll tell you this. I was on Cincinnati, and again, that's another one where we talked about it Friday morning. Cincinnati looked like the play, but as the day went on, as the morning Saturday, I saw the line movement, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good for me." I did not like the line movement for that game. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I had to take an L there. But I will tell you this: Arizona surprised me. I didn't think Arizona could hang like they did. I didn't think they would get up like they would, especially coming from west to east. 9 o'clock in the morning start time from theirs. I was like, there's no way.
The over missing
but-
by point, that was awesome.
Yeah. Well, Lewis said that the over was gonna hit, but
I had over
it
too.
should have hit.
Well,
It
they
should've
didn't score a point in the third quarter. So they went
Correct.
first quarter, second quarter, we're on pace. Middle of the third quarter, the live jumped down to 48.5. And then they had a massacre of if Cincinnati goes down and doesn't throw that pick, if they just take 3 to end the game, it hits.
Yeah.
Anything to make the game reasonable at the end of the game, it hits.
Yeah. All right, Nico, were you on a play that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest play in the 12 o'clock game was LSU money line. I had to lay some juice there, a minus 195. But I mean, I just liked them at home. I didn't think Arkansas was a good team, and I know we've been talking about interim coach to stat. He hadn't gone a win yet as an interim coach. I just thought he was due, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I played that big. I mean, that's all it was. I mean, it was just a feel thing. There was no rhyme or reason for it. I would never suggest anyone playing a money line at minus 195, but it was just that was the only way I read the game.
Well, that's the only way you win because if you
Yeah,
take about the
100%.
spread, you take about anything else, you lose. So
Yeah, so I thought I was on. I mean, that made up for the Louisville money line play I had. I felt like I got even there.
I get you. Lou, you want to talk about Ohio State, or we're just gonna not talk about it?
We'll get there. Before that, we had that Kentucky in there minus 21 at 145.
Oh,
I know,
that's right.
I know that not a lot of people think about it. So these games are layered in between the main slate. So you have the 1 o'clock games. I'm sorry, the 12 o'clock games, the 3:30 games.
3:37, 10:15.
All right. Now you have a game that's at 145. Everybody's looking over because they're looking at the 12 o'clock slates that are going to go first.
Yep.
And you have Kentucky minus 21 against Tennessee Tech. I think Nico starts at quarterback there, and I can start at tight end.
Yep. I'll play left tackle.
I saw 21. I was like, 3 touchdowns. I was like, why is this one of the least bet games of the day? I was like,
yeah,
this is a freebie to the public. If they take it, if they don't, nobody's going to make money on it. But Kentucky blew them out, 42-10.
So to add to your point, there was a 6 o'clock game. I know I'm jumping. There's a 6 o'clock game that was Georgia Southern versus Coastal, in the same breath. And we've taken Georgia Southern collectively this whole season a lot because they can score a lot of points. Their over is like I don't even know what, and 2. And then Georgia Southern's covered a good amount. So Georgia Southern was a good one too. Just here's a free -3 for you to have.
So when you see those time slots, this is just like giving that information to the public, that you see these teams that are like huge favorites. I like taking them in these spots. I'm a huge underdog guy. I take the points. Give me the points.
Always. Yeah.
But when you see these points in these spots that people are not looking at favorites that are big, I take them here.
Yeah. Okay. It's good to know. I didn't even see that game on the slate. I'm going to talk to you about one of my bad beats of the day. I had the under in the Wake Forest North Carolina game. The under was 38.5. Game finished at 40. Pretty much Wake Forest was about to knee it out. And on third down, Wake Forest from the 10-yard line, 5-yard line, whatever it was, North Carolina decides to call a timeout, down 2 touchdowns.
That's the reason they scored.
Yes, correct.
Bill Belichick pissed them off with that timeout.
Yes,
because the coach was like, hey, we're going to need this out. Bill Belichick's like, yo, you guys could go fly a kite, timeout.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And then the other coach was like, okay, you're going to call timeout? Okay, hold on. Hold my beer. Yeah. I'm going to go score a touchdown and fuck everyone who had the under. So I felt like that was a pretty bad beat. I was on the under 38.5. It just anytime you see a total in the 30s in a college football game, that's like blind take the under. I mean, I feel the same way when you see like those totals that are 68, 69, 70, just take the over, like the reason why they're that high is because they're probably going to hit. The reason why those totals are 38, 39, 37 is because they're probably going to hit.
So when I see those lines, I feel like it's to scare the public. So when
correct,
yes, 68, people are doing in their head like, yo, how many touchdowns? That's a shit ton of points. And people are like, yo, I'm not going to bet. That's way too many touchdowns. Same thing with the under. They're like, that's like 4 touchdowns. We could hit that. Both teams could score a few touchdowns. We could hit that easily. And then they go under.
Yeah, I agree. Nico, you have any games before we move on to the NFL?
Yeah. Shout out the group of 5, man. It's been an exciting year. There's a new team every year getting into the playoffs from the group of 5. Let me tell you, East Carolina did their job this weekend, man.
They did.
Carolina.
Wow. These guys give up.
Cover the 3. East Carolina, collectively, like Georgia Southern, we've taken them a lot this year. I would say our biggest G5 teams that we've taken collectively have probably been Georgia Southern, East Carolina, and App State was probably another big one we've taken collectively a
Oh,
lot.
we took them big. Yeah.
So
the G5 coming through for us.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk about my bad beat before we go to NFL. Ohio State,
you're
UCLA.
talking, yeah, all right, there we go.
Oh
There
my
we go.
gosh! All right,
There we go.
guys.
That's what we
I
wanted.
fade Ohio State every week. I hate the bandwagon. I hate the favorite America's team. I hate that narrative for NFL, for college football, for basketball, for all of them. I fade them. I'm gonna be on the opposite side. So Ohio State is that team for me. This team is up 41-10. You're up 31. We're covering. I'm like, yo, UCLA scored a field goal. They've been atrocious all game, but we're going to backdoor this. And Ohio State's like, I have a minute left. Let's just go down and score. We're up 40. We're up 30. Who cares? And they beat me with like a minute and like 30 seconds or something like that to cover the spread.
Like a 50-yard. It was like a 50-yard
So
play.
you've moved to 1-15-1.
For this season,
They've only haven't covered once.
It's 1, 10, and 1. I think push, yeah. 10-1. So Ohio State every week screws me, but we fade them.
Yeah.
Miami I hate Ohio State.
I understand.
You keep running it back.
Like, in all honesty, I understand where you're getting at, and I think it's easier to say that when the spreads are this big. Like Purdue last week, right? You covered no problem, right? But I think when the games get closer and it's like in the playoffs, like I honestly think it's the opposite. Like it's more like take Ohio State blind type of thing in the playoffs.
Nah, I don't touch them.
Just hear me out. So one thing is, and we're going to get into it as we get closer to playoffs, the favorites covered every game in the playoffs last year.
Yes,
last year
I remember
was a favorite.
So I remember Sanibel.
And you remember those lines were like -14 and -21, and you're like, this is crazy.
We were at a tournament last year. Me and Devin were, and me and him are going through the games. And Devin's telling me he likes every dog. I'm like, Devin, I like every favorite. And 3 out of the 4 favorites had hit. And Devin calls me later and he's like, bro, I have to ship Tennessee. And I'm like, please, whatever you do, just throw the kids' tuition on Ohio State. He's like, all right, screw it. I'm in.
Yeah. And Lewis probably would have thought just like me, like if 3 out of 4 favorites hit already, like that dog is gonna hit. But they smoked that first round. I remember they were just
last December to January was the best betting month I've ever had in my life.
Oh, for the public, I think it was huge. It was a huge.
I just thought they were outmatched. Like when you have Notre Dame against Boise State, like those two teams should never play on the same field in the playoff.
The other thing that I look at that I think a lot of people don't pay attention to, I see games as a whole when we're coming down to the end of the slate. So when you're seeing like the 3 out of the 4 favorites hit, like Devin just said, and we have 1 game left. I'm like, yo, Vegas can't lose all 3 favorites. There's no way. They have to hit 1. It's like going to the casino and 3 blacks hit in a row. I'm betting on red to hit.
The red,
I'm going the opposite way.
Yeah,
like this consistency can't happen.
And this is the problem is with the 12-team playoff, and maybe who knows? Again, maybe Vegas takes into account this year, and the spreads are even bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? But I think it's just because like with 12 teams, you see the clear distinction of like the G5 winner right now is projected a 17.5-point dog at Texas Tech. Texas Tech's going to dog roll them, like steamroll them in the first round.
But that could change though. If you have 5 SEC teams in this playoff bracket, they've all played each other already.
Yeah, the spreads are going to be way smaller. Also,
those spreads are going to be small compared to an ACC team now going to face one of these SEC schools, the G5 facing an SEC school. Those teams. Can this be another season of favorites hitting like that in the playoffs? I'm gonna bet it's not. I think everybody's gonna think the same.
I also think that I feel like there's a lot more parity from 5 to 12. I feel like last year, top 6 seeds were much better than. Well, Ohio State was 8, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah,
but like 9, 10, 11, 12, like
Yeah, they didn't deserve to be there. No.
Yeah.
So hold on. So Ohio State was the favorite going into their matchup.
Every game. They were 7.5
every
to
game.
Tennessee. To Oregon. They were
What
even
was-
2.5. They were
what was
2.5
Tennessee?
point favorites at
2.5
Oregon.
in Oregon. I remember that
Oregon.
was the biggest play of my season that day. That obviously they had lost to Oregon earlier, and Oregon was number 1, but Ohio State was -2.5, and you're like,
Yeah, I think I think I did ship that one with
I
Ohio
was
State.
Yeah, my biggest was
Oregon is number 1 in the nation. Oregon already beat this team, yet Ohio State is favorite at a neutral field. Like,
Against
nah,
the-
bro, all in on Ohio State, and that game
Yeah.
was over in the first quarter. I remember that.
But this season, I don't see that happening. I don't see that Ohio State team anywhere in that. Not even that Ohio State team. A good enough team in the bottom half of that bracket. that
I
can win
agree.
it all.
That's a really fucking good point. That I agree
Yeah.
with. Unless
agree with you
Bama
too.
figures it out all of a sudden, that's the only team I could potentially see it.
Yeah, and it's a pull it again, and they have to pull it together for 3 games against these great teams.
Yeah, behemoth. Yeah. But I think Ohio State, in all honesty, is about to dog roll everybody.
I could see it.
It
feels-
just being
I
honest.
mean,
I just
I'm
hope they don't
very.
I hope Vegas is letting them cover all season so they don't cover one freaking game in the playoffs.
You're like, yes, I made my money back.
Keep covering, guys. Keep covering so you don't cover in the
So-
playoffs.
So
I'm actually super excited to see, but which is crazy to see that Indiana Ohio State game, because we're gonna get a feel. Well, I mean, we're gonna see what's up with Ohio State at Michigan. If they really, really blow them out, like, all right, now we'll see if Ohio State's legit. If Michigan just hangs around, I could see, how good is Ohio State. But I mean, I guess we're gonna have to wait.
I
and see.
just checked, which means nothing obviously right now, but ESPN's projected Ohio State would play the winner of Notre Dame and Oklahoma, which I think is a game Ohio State would like to play. One incompetent offense right now, because I could say Oklahoma's incompetent because Mateer's hand is not 100%, in all honesty. And Notre
I mean, he
Dame
threw for 130 yards.
exactly, and we already saw what happens when you take Jeremiah Love out the game. So I
I
don't
think
know.
Oklahoma wins that game and then gets crushed.
yeah, exactly.
But we'll
But
still
let's see.
take Oklahoma plus 14 in the hook.
Yeah, let's see. I think Ohio State's going to be 5-point favorites to Indiana in the Big Ten game.
5.5.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of short. I think that's short. I think it's
Yeah,
seven.
I think 6.5 the minimum just to get that touchdown hook.
That's fine. Tease the over in Ohio State to pick them and call for the day.
All right, let's move on to NFL. We've been at this for 50 minutes. So, first one of the day was the Commanders at the Dolphins. I had Commanders +3, which ended up being a push. Talk about 2 trash can teams playing each other.
I didn't even watch this game.
Awful teams. So I had to play on this. I had the over.
Yes.
I thought the 50 points was way too high. It was like 48 or 49. I was like, yo, why are these teams predicted this high? This is going to be over game. They did exactly what they were supposed to do. They scored 13 and 16 points.
I mean,
Awful.
I'll tell you what though. They also got like 4 goal line stands.
Yes.
Each team. So I felt like it was a good read on you, on your part. The points should have come. I mean, these guys can't score from the 1 yard line. What are you supposed to do? Each team had 2 possessions that they gave up the ball at the 1 yard line.
Well, at one point before the half, I was like, guys, start taking the points. They're going for it on 4th and 2nd, 4th and 3rd. Like, get the points. Stop going for this. This is a close game. And they kept going for both sides. I was like, holy shit, guys. And they would screw me because then the ball would be on the 1 or the 2 yard line going the other way.
Yeah. It's like, again, it's just 2 trash can teams, 2 trash can coaches. Just, all right. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. Let's move on to our consensus. That's the correct word.
Correct.
Play of the day. We all had the Jaguars +3. We actually loved the Jaguars +3.
I think
And
in the show I
boy,
had said Jaguars money line, but
I'm pretty sure you did too. I think I said Jaguars money line too. I
Yeah.
remember Nico telling me, "Hurry up! What's your play of the day?" And I was like, "It has to be the Jags +3." It was a bad spot for the Chargers.
yeah.
Bad Chargers coming off a great win, Jaguars coming off a horrible loss. Jaguars are at home. Chargers flying from west to east, playing at 1:00, which is 10 a.m. their time. I just felt like everything was against the Chargers. And bro, the Jags hit them in the mouth early, and it was over in the second quarter. It was 21-6, and the Jags got the ball first in the third quarter, so they just steamrolled.
So I'm not looking at lines for the rest of the season. I'm just looking at the Jags schedule. The Jags easily can make the playoffs. They faced the Titans twice before the season's over. They faced the Cardinals next. They faced the Jets. Then they have the Colts twice and the Broncos. So they have 3 losses, but they could be a 10-7 team.
I'm probably gonna ship the Cardinals.
That's
why I just said I wasn't looking at the lines, because I'm probably shipping the Cardinals this game.
2.5, just to give you an idea.
But
What is it?
2.5.
yeah, 2.5 to 3.
After the Jags just blew out the Chargers and the Cardinals got steamrolled by the 49ers. Okay, only 2.5 with Brissett at quarterback? Yeah. Thank you. Let's go Cardinals.
Yeah, so I looked at that line. I'm probably shipping the Cardinals as well, but looking at it in perspective, like of how bad these teams are that they're facing, they could be in the playoffs easily.
I think the Jags have 4 losses. I think they're going to drop one at Tennessee, as crazy as it sounds.
It could be. It's a divisional game.
Let's move on to the Bills game. So this was Nico's play of the day.
Andy's.
It was Andy's play of the day. I loved it. I was on it. It makes sense. You know, you take a Bills team that just came off of a horrible loss to Miami at Miami. And the Bucks struggled against the Pats, but the Pats are a really good team.
The Bucks were winning all game, though. Bucks went up into the fourth quarter, 26-21.
Yeah, it was definitely a back and forth game. I mean, I don't want to say that it was a lucky cover. But,
no. They won by 2 touchdowns. It's not lucky, but at the same time, it's like.
But it's crazy how when this Bills team is on, to me, like I think is that every year I feel like this is when they break through. This is when they break through. Maybe this is the year they break through. Now that KC is. I mean, okay, so tell me somebody in the AFC that looks better than them.
Bro, I love Denver.
Really. So AFC Championship, you're putting your money on Bo Nix over Josh Allen?
Yeah.
I would. The only reason I might agree with that is just because the Broncos' defense. It's not because of Bo Nix.
Correct. If Denver let's say Denver continues this, right? Because I'm not seeing any reason why they're not going to. Let's say Denver ends up with the 1 seed. I wouldn't be shocked if Denver comes out of the AFC at all. Bro, that defense is really good.
I think there's a learning curve that he still has to go through. I think Josh Allen has already been there a couple times.
Sean McDermott in the playoffs as good as the folding chair, the folding ladder I'm looking at next to my AC unit right there.
He is, but he still has Josh Allen. So I think Josh Allen could pull out a win there in one game.
I think so too. I mean, I can't put my hard-earned money.
So, Devin, now that we're on the AFC
on Bo Nix.
You ready to hear this? So, Lewis and I went down a rabbit hole. I forgot if it was Monday or Tuesday, so we're going by the Chiefs' schedule. You know the Chiefs are 11 wins is even money right now, plus 100.
You have to win out.
You told me that. What did you tell me that Monday or you told me that Sunday?
Tuesday after me and Lewis went down this rabbit hole.
Wow. I would take the under. I think they drop a game. I don't think they're that good, if I'm being honest. Mahomes is still Mahomes. You can't doubt Mahomes. I mean, we all know that.
I have to see better offensive line play. That it scares me how bad that
is. With that being said, that 11 game line, I think they draw a point. But now I have to ride the doubling down wagon. I have to go with the Chiefs till they lose another game. because Vegas has them losing one more game out of the remaining games and winning out the rest. So that means there's money to be made here with the Chiefs at this point. People are going to be off of them now because now they look sketch. They don't look too good. This is where you get like that America's team that people are not going to want to bet on too much to not bet on it, where they start covering some games. So now I have to start doubling down with Chiefs. Even though I hate their guts, can't stand the Chiefs, I have to bet with them now.
I don't know. Believe it or not, I might have to take the Colts this weekend. It's 3.5, I think. I think that's such a low number. But, I mean, whatever. We'll talk about that on Friday. Let's move on.
We talk about it again?
Yes.
Before you get into that, I want to shout out the Carolina Panthers, man.
Wow.
I said it on the show. I'm going to shout out two of my picks. I said on the show I have Carolina over 6.5 for the season. I saw it in Bryce Young. I had him to win the Heisman Trophy the year he won the Heisman Trophy, actually. Man, he played the game of his life. He threw for 448 yards. They look good. They look like they're a wild card team, and they're going to make a splash and they can win the NFC South. It's crazy enough to say that.
Yeah, as a Saints fan, that's the worst division in football, and I know it.
I will say something. They're the worst, but they're the most exciting to watch when they play each other.
Yes.
When they play
Bryce
each other,
Young is
they're
an
the
exciting
best.
quarterback, man. Bryce Young is really exciting to watch, and that kid, Tedarick McMillan, is very good at football.
Yes, T-Mac. I'll tell you this. Bryce Young's definitely turned it around. I mean, it felt like last year, like I was like, oh, that's a bust, man. Like, you just got to start over as a franchise again when you miss like that. But, man, I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's him.
Man. He turned Baker's career around. He's turning Bryce around.
Yep, and Carolina's an interesting team, man. They're a fun team to watch. They make noise, man. They've been in every single game.
With this line, I was scared though in the overtime. I'm not gonna lie. So I had the +5 Carolina, and when I see this game go to overtime, is the worst. It's the thing I hate the most if you're covering a dog, because what you have a touchdown, all dogs lose in overtime.
All dogs die in overtime, baby.
So I was like, yo, now I'm screwed. So this whole game, we're close. We're winning the games. We're tying them. And I'm like, I honestly wanted the Falcons to kick a field goal to win the game and it'd be over with. And I'm like, all right, I covered.
Titans, Texans, man, that we were on too.
So we were on the Titans.
They kicked the field goal, and I was like, all right, let's go +6. Bang. We're good.
Correct. That was another big game that I had, the Titans, and they covered easily. But that over always scares you because now a team goes down, they score a touchdown. Now the team has to fight for that touchdown. They can't kick a field goal to keep it close. It's nothing like that. So you have to go for it on all 4 downs, no matter what. So you're either losing by 7 or you're tying this game up. So that was the only thing that I was worried about, and they pulled out the win. I was super surprised. They played a great game.
Speaking of surprised, Andy was all over this game. I did not believe. Bears beat the Vikings at the Vikings outright. Are the Bears team legit? 7-3?
They're 7-3.
They're 7-3.
Bro.
They just keep winning. They play bad teams and they're winning. I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to do. I just look how ugly this game was. This game was 19-17. There was no offense. And then Caleb Williams, he when he wins the game, he acts like he just threw for 300, 400 yards. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I like Ben Johnson a lot. One.
Yeah.
Two, Caleb is supremely talented. Like, there's no doubt about it. In the same breath, Lewis just harked on it. He brought up bad teams, right? Let's not forget that the Ravens started Tyler Huntley and beat him by 2 touchdowns, the Bears. So I don't know if they're fraudulent or not. It's going to come down to the end of the season because at the end of the day, that division's hard as rocks. So who knows what could happen in that division and the way it could play out.
Look, I'm going to give you guys a hot take. This could be crazy, but I think the Bears win one more game the rest of the season.
I don't think that's a hot take at all, actually.
I think they lose every game the rest of the season.
Guess what? They have to play the Packers twice. They haven't played the Packers yet.
They play the Packers twice. They play the 49ers. They play the Lions, they play the Eagles,
Lions.
then they could pull out one win, either against the Browns or the Steelers. I don't think they could win both of those.
Are they on the road?
They're on the road against the. Oh no, they're at home against both those teams. Against the Steelers, they're at home, and against the Browns.
They could pull out both those wins.
I don't think so.
But what? 9-8 doesn't get them in the playoffs.
Hell no. The NFC is too good.
No, they would be 8-9. They would win one more game.
Oh, if they win one.
Yeah, if they win one.
The NFC is too good because right now you have 3 teams. You have 3 teams from the NFC West getting in alone. Seahawks, Rams, Niners are probably all going to get in. The AFC South winner, the Eagles, the North winner, and then that last North team, the Packers, Lions probably. Both those teams will get in. So that'll probably be your NFC.
Yeah. Speaking of the Packers, so I had my teaser of the day. I like to usually do one teaser in the NFL slate. I don't do teasers in college football. I feel like college football, there's way too much variance, and there's just so many things can go wrong. So, but I always do a teaser every week, and my teaser of the week was Bills money line, Packers -1. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I sweated that Packers game, and they won by 7, but it felt like Jameis was just always there trying to make a play, trying to win the game. I know Jordan Love went down in the second quarter. I know that Josh Jacobs went down. Jordan came back. I mean, he's throwing to us 3 at receiver right now.
So my boy plays receiver.
The what?
One of my friends plays receivers on the Packers. It's relaxing.
Yeah. All right. That's my point. So
I was super happy. I was all over Giants +7.5. And when I saw that they were up 1 point, I was like, yo, this is either gonna end in them winning by 7 exactly or by 5. I'm good. Yep. I'm golden. And Jordan Love pulled it out at the end, and it was crazy. But Jameis Winston had the game that we all expected. The 1 interception, we knew. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he kept them in the game the whole time. They were winning the game.
The whole time. Yeah.
Without a doubt. He's the most confident loser I've ever met in my life.
Yeah,
he's amazing. It's so much fun. I can't believe I love him so much, especially that when he played with the Saints. I was it was fun TV. It was entertainment. You didn't know what was gonna happen. He would come and score fucking 21 straight points in the second quarter, and then that's it. Throw 3 picks and game over. You lose. But yeah, all right. I think that's it for the 1 o'clock slate. Bengals Steelers. I don't know if you guys. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. I felt like we said that we didn't trust the Steelers enough to cover 6. But they were a nice option for a teaser. Yeah, they
went in and handled business.
I can't stand that team. I never know. They actually look pretty good with Mason Rudolph at quarterback, believe it or not.
I don't know. That team, I probably won't bet a Steelers game all season, I'll be honest with you.
I bet them they're a 2.5-point dog to the Bears this weekend.
Yeah, I'll take the Bears.
At the Bears. I feel like I have to take the Bears. I don't think the Steelers are good enough. But anyways, let's go to the Seahawks-Rams, which is a super weird game.
Ugh.
Darnold throws for 4 picks. Was it 4 picks?
That's what the storyline needs to be. Listen to me. He showed it with the Vikings last year. 14-3, 13-4, whatever the hell it was. Great season, Jetta's career year, the whole 9, right? And he showed his true colors in the playoffs. He did it again this week. Playoff implication game. Who's going to be up top the NFC West for the bye? The whole 9. Folded. Like that ladder. Folded. He did throw a touchdown, 4 interceptions.
If your quarterback throws for 4 interceptions and you only lose by 2 points, I feel like you got to feel good about your team in general. I mean, I think the Seahawks are pretty darn good, man. I doubted them for a bit, but I mean, take away those 4 picks, I think they should have won that game. You get what I'm saying?
The defense had held Matthew Stafford to 130 yards.
Yeah, which is
that's crazy.
Did Stafford throw 2?
2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
He threw 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he threw two.
But he went 15 for 28. That means your defense is all over the place.
Yeah.
You're covering everybody. You're not letting things happen. Not even like little dunking. Like they couldn't even dunk it down the field if he had 130 yards.
Yep. I agree.
So,
I personally think that the Rams are the best team in the NFC. My opinion. I think they're the most complete team. I love Matthew Stafford. I think we talked about it on the show Sunday. I asked if he was a Hall of Famer. Everyone said yes. And I think that defense is good enough to keep him in games. I mean, our boy Cam Kitchens just feels like he makes plays all day.
He does, man.
Yeah, he's great. Keep it in the same division. We got murked this game. Wasn't even close. 49ers 41, Cardinals 22.
I think this is, before Lewis speaks, we like get the line indicative should have been Cardinals 100%. But I think this is everyone of us underestimating the 49ers.
to me, this is the best team in the NFC. That's the 49ers.
Always.
They could plug and play any quarterback they want, and they're going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
It don't matter
who's
playing quarterback.
I get it. I get it. They hang in game, like in even the games that they lost, like they hang in those games, and I usually love to fade quarterbacks coming off of injury. But Brock Purdy showed up, man. He threw for 3 touchdowns, he only threw for 200 yards, but bro, that game was over in the first minute. He turned the touchdown all the way, and then after that, you blinked and it was 14-0. I don't know. I'm probably going to be on the Cardinals again next week just because I got to double down on it, especially against the Jags coming off a huge win and that line only being 2.5. It's one of those things that, like, especially in the NFL, you get down early, it's snowball effect, and then game's over. Can't come back from that.
And just Vegas is good, and they put lines that have you second guess. Because, now, after the 49ers just pummeled the Cardinals, they play the Panthers. And I understand the Panthers are having a great season right now, and they're 6-5. And they're a 7-point favorite. That's a touchdown. You don't know what to lean. 7 points.
Where's that game?
San Fran.
It's in San Fran. It's on Monday night. The over-under is 48.5. And you're like, all right, 49ers can blow these people out easily. Bryce Young can show up. Like, what are we doing here?
All right.
So, and the 49ers are 7-4. They're not like running away with it. They're in the mix of everything right now still.
I like the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers are we said it earlier. They're a fun team to watch, and they're just a team that doesn't go away. They're just annoying. Yeah. All right, let's talk about another game that we were kind of all over. Ravens and Browns. I mean, we said that 39.5, that 38.5, I don't know what number everyone got. Landed right on 39. We talked about the Browns +8, that seemed like a great play. We talked about that the Browns defense at home is the best defense in the league. And I think that's what it was. It's one of those ugly games for the Ravens. Have to travel to Cleveland, play in the weather, play that stout defense. The good thing is we saw some Shedeur, which actually got me excited. I'm actually a Shedeur fan. I actually want to see him thrive. I want to see him do good, man. I feel bad for him. Like, all these teams passed up on him. I want him. I hope he actually starts this week and he gets a full. He is.
Yeah,
he is.
Nice.
He goes
that line.
I do think he is better than Dylan Gabriel, though.
No.
I will say that.
I think so too.
At least at the collegiate level, maybe not. But at the end of,
I cannot wait for that offensive line to not pass pro and Shedeur can't move.
I think they're gonna have a scheme for him that's gonna be different than the one for Dylan Gabriel.
Right. Take them against the Raiders this weekend. Let me know how that goes.
No, I can't fade the Raiders again.
I can't fade the Raiders after Monday night.
Personally,
but I was all over this game.
The Raiders team total under for the Browns and under for the game.
Yeah.
So I was all over this game. It was a divisional game. Browns always show up tough against the Ravens, and that 7.5, 8 points that I had was too much. And it actually almost covered. I was scared a little bit, but it we snuck by. And those games are always
Yeah.
going to be like that. That when I see a low total like that, and I see too much of a spread, I give me the points because it's
Yes,
kind of
I agree.
indicative of the dog covering or keeping it close.
Correct. I agree. I 1,000%. I saw that total. I saw that that line, and I like the Browns plus the 8.5, especially at home, especially the way they play defense at home. But yeah, let's talk about the Heartbreak Hotel, the drinking the Kool-Aid. Nico suckered us in. You convinced me. You car salesman me into taking the Chiefs. They lose outright, 22-19 to the Denver Broncos, which I guess we assume that they are legit. Nico?
I'm like still like you could ask my mom. I crashed out pretty good after the game. I'm a pretty diehard Patrick Mahomes fan, so I crashed out pretty good. My key takeaways: offensive line's really bad. That's the first thing. My second thing is that I don't know how much you guys remember Matt Nagy. He used to be an old Dolphins coach, old Bears coach. He's now the offensive coordinator in Kansas City. He needs to be in witness protection program away from Patrick Mahomes. That's the second thing. The third thing is Denver's defense is very good, and I mean, man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I can tell you that offensive line play was definitely the root of all this.
I'll tell you this. I mean, in my opinion, believe it or not, Spags didn't call a great game. And I know the score was only 22-19. But I just felt like on that big 3rd and 15.
Yeah, that was an awful. No, I thought, can I be honest with you? I didn't think the 3rd and 15 was a bad call. I thought was worse was the 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, where you have this mug coverage show. And Sean Payton's been running snag, which for everyone that doesn't know, it's a corner with a slant stop. He's been running it for years with Drew Brees. Michael Thomas had monster games off slant stops. And you know what he calls? Well, good old snag to Cortland Sutton for the first down. Like, I think there you should know in your game plan, hey, look, this is Sean Payton's. So I agree with you there. But I think the 3rd and 15, man, you've gotten home with 4 all the time. Karlaftis, Chris Jones, and you just didn't get home with 4, man. And the Chiefs pass rush had me. But I'm still crashing out, by the way.
I see that.
But
Chris
Jones has to make a play.
I just think that Spags is known for blitzing in those situations, and he didn't do it all game. Like, there was moments that he didn't do it. He kept sending 4, and yes, 4 got home several times, but that's just not his style. Like, he should have fucking sent 5, 6 guys on 3rd and 15. Line up what he does when he lines up 8 guys at the first down marker, or not 8 guys, but 6 guys at the first down marker and sends 5. You know, and they're like, all right, beat me. So, I mean, I didn't love the play calling by Spags there.
I didn't think Andy Reid called a great game.
I don't think Andy Reid called a great game on the offensive side. I saw a lot of deep shots, which, I mean, I'll take because obviously it's Mahomes.
Right.
But he hasn't been doing that the last couple of years, you know? And truthfully, they didn't connect on one of them.
Man,
or they connected on one.
Going more. I don't think I don't think Rashee Rice touching the ball 3 to 4 times a game is going to win you games.
No,
he has to be fed.
I agree.
Yeah, I think he has to be force fed.
I will say my up and rising star on that Broncos team, apart from like Bo Nix, is Troy Franklin. That kid balls.
Yeah, he balled.
Yes.
And listen,
like big plays, big catches, big moments. He doesn't shy away from it, and he comes down with it.
Sean Payton is still a top 5 play caller in the NFL. And I don't care what
I know. I was heartbroken when he left the Saints. I mean, I thought he was perfect for the. It's all right. I'll be miserable for the next 6 years, 7 years.
Right.
He's so good at getting QBs and developing them. I mean, he
gets it.
His feel for the game in terms of like calling a game is effortless.
His job, he makes it your job easy. That's what he does. He makes your job as a quarterback easy. All right, let's get to the final game of the night. I mean, we've been at this for 4 hours now. Feels like.
My play of the decade. So I get a message from Devin, like, "Oh, Lewis is cooking up the play of the decade." I was like, "Actually, I am," and I
loved it when you sent it. I told you, I was like, "Dude, I already have this at -2.5," and you're like, "Nah, I have too much on. I'm just gonna play it money line."
Eagles money line. When I saw it was like -135, I was like, "What am I? I'm not gonna take these 2 points. Give me the -135 money line."
Yeah,
they cover the 2 points anyways, but I will say, apart from Eagles winning, because again, it's just a spot.
Go on your rant now about your boy Jalen Hurts.
He sucks. Jalen Hurts sucks. I'm watching this game. I'm rooting for them, and I'm like, "Yo, this guy is atrocious. This guy is one of the worst quarterbacks in this league. It's awful." And then I look at the Lions. I'm like, "This team, why are they so bad all of a sudden?" From last,
they're not bad. That's
so
how
bad?
Good. No, they're not. That their defense, the Eagles' defense is so good. Their defensive line, especially with Phillips that they just got from the Dolphins. Oh my God, that Eagles' defensive line is a problem.
Everything's a problem for the Eagles. Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond at linebacker, Guantanamo Bay, Quinion Mitchell, and Cooper DeJean. Dude, that team's good. Like I hate
that
obviously
defense.
There's a reason
Everything's a problem, including their quarterback.
I don't know what happened that they just decided to be like, "Hey, Barkley, you got 2,000 yards last year, so let's just not give you the ball anymore."
No, their OC is really bad. Like Kellen Moore leaving them, it shows.
What are we talking about? This guy had 2,000 yards last year, and now he's touching the ball 4 times. I'm watching the first drive of that game, and he didn't touch the ball once in the first 2 drives.
It was a deep hitch, a vertical, and I want to say it was a pass to Goddard out across her.
But not even that. You have an elite wide receiver. You have a speed guy with Devontae Smith. You have Goddard clogging the middle. And this guy's overthrowing guys by like 7 and 8 yards.
Right.
Yeah,
the OC is so bad.
I'm like, what is he doing? Even if the OC is bad, you got to give your guys a chance to make a play. Yeah. He's not. He's just overthrowing. I was like, yo, and I was spazzing out on this game because this was like my play of the weekend, and I was going for them. But just seeing how awful he was at quarterback, good God. Now, the other thing, can the Detroit Lions turn it around and make the playoffs? I don't know.
I mean, I think they do make the playoffs. Let me see their schedule real quick. They got the Giants at home. They got the Packers at home. They got the Cowboys at home. Then they go to the Rams, Steelers, Vikings, Bears. So you got to figure they go 1, 2.
They have an easy schedule to end it out, to close it out.
4-1. Yeah, they're gonna go 5-2. You know, 5-2 seems about right, which puts them at 11-6. Yeah, I think they get it.
They'll get in.
Now, I don't know what happened that game. I mean, I do know it's the defensive line for the Eagles that they're that good. But Campbell usually adjusts pretty well, and I feel like he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one thing that I saw with them was you have David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, and St. Brown. All right. St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs are your explosive guys. Those are your explosive guys. You got to feed those guys.
Yeah.
As I saw the game progress, I saw him feed the ball more to Montgomery. I don't know if it was because of his size or what he thought was going to happen. But I was like, yo, that cannot be your game plan. Your game plan has to be to feed your 2 explosive guys. That's the only way you're going to break out a play. Jahmyr Gibbs and St. Brown, they need to be fed the ball. Same way like a Rashee Rice needs to be fed the ball with the Chiefs. And he just didn't do that. And he didn't adjust to the game plan at all. The same thing happened for 4 quarters.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's funny. We sit here and we feel like we could outcoach these guys.
Yeah.
No, we can't. Well, we see it because it's hindsight 2020, and we see it's not working.
I truly believe I could outcoach some of these guys. I swear to God.
I agree. For sure, I could outcoach Mario. That's for sure.
Mario, I think we all did out Coach Mario.
No. NFL probably a little less, but in college, I swear to God, you could give me a headset to all the way up to like mid-level G5, and I'll coach some of them with like just reading a play sheet.
Yeah. All right. Last game Monday night. It was Raiders Cowboys. It was ugly. Geno Smith is just horrible. It just again we go back to the fact that Seahawks team is really good because if they've been making playoffs with Geno Smith as your quarterback, you've been carrying him. That offensive line is horrible for the Raiders. I want to say Genty had his worst game ever when I needed him the most for my guillotine league.
Yep. I do want to say one thing, which will be my last rant of the day. Chip Kelly is the most overrated coach I've ever seen in my life. So
I don't think he's overrated for college level. I will say he's overrated for the
NFL. But give me a second. I'm going to tie everything here. He wins the Heisman Trophy. He gets hired by the Eagles. All the Eagles players, if you listen to interviews with him, hates him. That turns into a dumpster fire. He sits out coaching for a couple years. He comes back to UCLA. It wasn't the best. Like, they were just mid. Like, that's what they were. But then guess what happened? He got talent on Ohio State. He was calling an awful year up until the playoffs where Ryan Day went, hey, buddy, you're going to run some of my pass concepts. Here you go. Throw the ball at Jeremiah Smith. So now he's back in the NFL, and his quarterback's leading the league in interceptions. Guru, you had the Heisman Trophy winner, the most efficient season in college football history, Marcus Mariota, and you had Jeremiah Smith. Overrated.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still holding on to those golden years at Oregon, where he made a name for himself, and obviously Oregon became what Oregon is now. But I do agree with you. I think Chip Kelly is definitely overrated.
Yeah, but he's terrible. I also want to say I don't think Genty is that guy.
Oh no, you're crazy.
Nah, I think that offensive line is really bad. I was watching some film and let me tell you, bro, I don't know if it's the OC telling them certain ways how to block, or it's them that don't know what the heck they're doing. But they show me like a toss play where the tackle went inside as opposed to run outside. And obviously Genty lost like 6 yards on the play. And they're like, I don't know if this is coaching or I don't know if it's just them not knowing what the hell to do. But their O line is really bad. So I think Lewis froze. So with that, Nico, you have any closing remarks?
Yeah, man, let's keep on killing it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, boys. Well, we will be logging off. It was a great recap.
Friday morning.
Week 11, week 12. When?
Friday morning, we're back.
That's right. Friday morning, we'll be back live on Instagram, on YouTube. Catch us, subscribe, like, and see you the next time.